Hello there, my lovelies. How's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. Now today, guys, for you nature lovers, I have a treat for you. We've got a kind of National Geographic-esque style kind of video that I'd like to watch with you today, my lovelies. So today's video has been requested through Buy Me a Coffee from Anna. Thank you so much, my lovely, and thank you for your support. So Anna says, hey, Boomy, I got something for you. Cats. Wild cats of North America specifically. This is a not at all scary video showing the wild cat species of North America. I live in Arizona and we are lucky enough to have a lot of these cats here, including, well, did I read that right? Including multiple visiting jaguars. No way. Hey, I'm very gullible, so please don't be joking because I'll believe it. You actually get jaguars in North America visiting. Maybe they're not. They don't live there. But even so, jaguars are absolutely terrifying. They are beautiful. Gosh, even the way that their muscles ripple through their body when they walk, everything about them screams predator. I think they are potentially one of the most dangerous of all the big cats, aren't they? But dear Lord, they are gorgeous, beautiful, stunning animals. And they always look so kind of serene and relaxed and chilled. And then you see footage of them hunting and crushing skulls with their jaw. And they're huge. So no way, Anna, you actually get jaguars visiting parts of the US, Arizona, no less. Oh my gosh. I had no idea. That's absolutely amazing. So you do say as well, Anna, even though the narrator seems to think that it's quite rare, but you do see a big jaguar named Cinco quite a bit. I hope you have time to check it out. Absolutely. Thank you for this, Anna. Why is his name Cinco? Is that a cute kind of pet name that you've given the jaguar? 5, right? Tell me why you call him Cinco. I'm invested. I need to know. Oh, that sounds adorable. Well, you must see him frequently enough to give him a name. That has blown my mind. Oh my gosh. Do you know, over here in the UK, we have a number of sightings of large cats in around the UK, in lots of different parts of the UK, but specifically we see them. Well, I've not seen them personally, but people have their, their pub stories about the other night I was walking home and I saw the big black leopard looking thing. Don't know if it's true, but there's an awful lot of sightings of them. So, there must be some kind of truth going on there. I believe if I read about it like a little while ago that there was this big release of wild cats that people had at one point kept as exotic pets. And then they changed the law in the 90s. And so a lot of people traveled from parts of the UK to the more, the wilder parts, like the remote parts of Wales. And they released these large cats into the wild, and they have since migrated and spread their seeds and bred. So that's the running theory about where they've come from, which is very, very interesting. I am yet to see one, which is very disappointing. I'd like to see one. I would be very scared though, I think. Like this puma just roaming around down the street. Anyway, I can't stop myself, honestly. Let's watch the video, guys. And as ever, if you are enjoying these reactions, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel, guys. Thank you so much in advance. If you're interested as well, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account, and that link is over here. Oh, it does help when I actually say the name of the video. So this is Every Wild Cat Species in North America Explained. So I already know, I think I know a few of them. Well, if a jaguar is included in it, I'm putting that at the top of the list, a jaguar. And you've got mountain lions. I thought these were different types of cats, but I think some of them are interchangeable names. So like a puma is also as a mountain lion, right? And a cougar. Oh, an ocelot, lynx, and a bobcat. But I don't know if they're just other names for the same species. Anyway, zip it, boomy, just play the video.
Every North American wildcat species explained.
Oh, look.
Which one of these 7 cats can drop from a tree head first and catch itself with one paw?
7. There's 7 different cats. So we're gonna use jaguar, Anna. So top of the list, jaguar. I know a jaguar, not personally. So this is, I think, this is a mountain lion, a cougar, and I think I spotted. I think the ocelot is the super cute one with the big round ears. I love them.
Which one has a bite so strong it can crack a turtle shell in half? And which one looks so little like a cat that hikers keep mistaking it for a weasel?
A weasel.
North America and the neighboring regions south of it are home to 7 wildcat species, and most people alive today have never even heard of half of them.
Oh, there we go. I think that one is an ocelot. And they are absolutely adorable because they've got the markings on them quite similar to a jaguar, but they've got these big round kind of ears and they just look so adorable and big eyes.
Some hunt in snow deep enough to swallow a person.
lynx.
Some hunt fish. One of them was worshipped as a god.
Jaguar.
By the end of this, you will never look at a house cat the same way again because every single trait we love in our pets was tested first in the wild by animals like these.
Oh, we might have to bow down to Obi, our big fat cat. he has started acting like he's a bit of like the king of the house.
The bobcat.
A bobcat.
Let's start with the one you have probably already met without knowing it. The bobcat is the most common wildcat on the entire continent, and there are millions of them roaming from southern Canada all the way down into Mexico.
Oh.
It gets its name from its short, stubby tail, which looks like it was cut off or bobbed.
They just look like I don't know if anyone's ever managed to domesticate a bobcat, but they do look quite domesticated, don't they? They look like our small little cats, like as we know them in the house, and they're just so adorable. They look like what's the breed of cat called? Like Maine Coon cat. They look quite similar to those.
A bobcat is roughly twice the size of a house cat, weighing between 9 and 33 pounds, standing about 1.5 to 2 feet at the shoulder.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Don't let the size fool you, though. This animal can leap 10 feet straight up and cover 12 feet in a single bound,
Damn.
which is how it nails rabbits and squirrels before they even register what happened. Bobcats are found in forests, deserts, swamps, and increasingly in the backyards of suburban neighborhoods.
So just pretty much everywhere. Why did I associate bobcats with like colder climates? Like, would you ever find them in the snow? Where have I even got that from? I have no idea.
Because they're one
adaptable.
of the most adaptable predators in North America. They hunt mostly at dusk and dawn,
so
using their sharp night vision to stalk prey quietly before pouncing with a short, explosive burst of speed that can hit 30 miles per hour.
Whoa.
They are also excellent swimmers and climbers, and in one famous case, a photographer in Florida caught a bobcat dragging an entire shark out of the ocean surf.
No, that is a special bobcat. If you just look back there. That is jacked. That is a very muscular bobcat, like the gym rat of the bobcats. Look how big and muscular he is.
Which tells you a lot about how opportunistic this animal really is. The bobcat is currently listed as a species of least concern, and its population is considered stable. But that wasn't always guaranteed. In the early 2000s, survival rates in some populations dropped sharply because of a new type of rat poison that was quietly working its way up the food chain, weakening the immune system of the cats that fed on poisoned rodents. Bobcats are also still hunted for their soft spotted fur, which remains in demand overseas, and tens of thousands of pelts are exported every year, even though the species as a whole is doing fine. They are usually confused with their northern cousin, the Canada lynx.
Oh, I think we're going to move on to the next one. That's so sad. Why is that not made illegal? The selling of bobcat pelts. There's no need. I don't think there's any need for that in this day and age. I don't see why it's still a thing. I love the footage of the bobcats kind of strutting along there, and they've got this hair here, and it looks like a beard. And this fella, he looks like such a grumpy soul. He does not want his photo taken. So, a Canada lynx, is that different to a lynx? They're two different variations.
Lynx, and the confusion is understandable, since both belong to the lynx family. But the differences matter, and that brings us to cat number 2.
That's sassy.
The Canada lynx.
Yeah. Oh, that one's
the
not
Canada lynx looks like a bobcat that got dressed for a blizzard. It lives across Alaska, Canada, and a few northern pockets of the United States.
Guys, I'm gonna justify my earlier comment of associating bobcats with the snow, because maybe this is why. So, related to a bobcat, but a lynx, a Canada lynx. Okay.
And everything about its body was built for one purpose: walking on top of deep snow instead of sinking into it.
Got big feet.
Its paws are enormous, thickly furred and spread wide with every step, working exactly like a pair of built-in snowshoes.
I just want to
Without
give
them,
him a
this animal would sink into powder up to its chest, chasing prey that can skip across the surface. And speaking of prey, the Canada lynx has one obsession that borders on unhealthy: the snowshoe hare. In some regions, hares make up as much as 96% of its entire diet.
Ooh.
This relates.
That's an obsession, isn't it? That's like that. I could say the same about like potato chips of my diet. Not quite 96%, but maybe around 90. I just love them.
Relationship is so close that scientists have tracked it for decades, and the numbers are almost eerie. When hares are abundant, lynx populations climb. When hares' numbers crash, which happens on a cycle of roughly 10 years, lynx populations crash right behind them, sometimes losing nearly every kitten born in a season. A Canada lynx stands about 20 inches at the shoulder and weighs between 11 and 37 pounds.
Look at that photo, guys. Oh, they are handsome looking kitties. Look at them.
You can tell it apart from a bobcat by its long black ear tufts, its fully black tail tip, and its wider, softer paws. It is a patient hunter too, sometimes sitting motionless for hours, waiting for a single opportunity to strike. Young lynx don't stick around home for long either. Once they become independent at around 10 months old, they strike out to find their own territory, and some individuals have been tracked traveling over 1,000 miles in search of new ground. Which is an enormous distance for an animal that weighs about as much as a medium-sized dog.
Yeah.
In the northern parts of its range, across most of Canada and Alaska, the Canada lynx is doing fine and is listed as a species of least concern. But in the lower 48 states, that picture looks very different. The species is listed as threatened under the Endangered Species Act, mostly because it needs such a specific combination of deep snow, dense forest cover, and healthy hare populations.
I was just about to say, so I don't think it was this species of cat that the narrator described as being very adaptable. I'm sure they are very adaptable, but because they've got such a specific diet, the obsession of this hare, is it a hare or a rabbit? Yeah. So once those populations start to decline, which you'd think would naturally happen, as a a lot of areas in the US become more populated. So yeah, you'd naturally imagine those numbers of the hare, I think it is, they're going to decline. In not too far behind is going to be the decline of the predator, naturally.
A combination that is getting harder to find as winters warm and logging reshapes the northern forests it depends on. The cougar.
The cougar.
Now we move up in size and dramatically up in range to the cougar. This animal holds a world record you probably didn't expect. It has more common names than almost any other mammal on Earth.
Okay.
Somewhere around 40 names in English alone, according to Guinness World Records. Cougar, mountain lion, puma, panther, catamount, all the same animal, puma con collar.
Oh, no, I thought a panther was referring to a black cat of any species. So, like any cat could be a panther, can't they? If they're, is it like if they've got the black coat? That was my understanding of it anyway. So, I think like a black jaguar is technically a panther. Is that right? Help me out, guys.
Which literally means cat of one color, referring to its solid tan or grayish coat with no spots or stripes as an adult. The cougar has the widest range of any land mammal in the Western Hemisphere outside of humans, stretching from the Yukon in Canada all the way down through Mexico, Central America, and most of South America to Patagonia. A male cougar can weigh up to 220 pounds, and its back legs are so powerful it can jump 40 feet horizontally or clear an 18-foot vertical wall in a single leap.
What? That's crazy. Did it just say it had a 12-foot horizontal leap? That's nuts.
Despite that size and strength, a cougar cannot roar.
Very powerful.
Its vocal anatomy places it among the small cats rather than the roaring big cats, which means when it wants to communicate, it purrs.
Look how grumpy that cat is. Oh my gosh, that cougar is so angry. So yeah, they purr, chirp. Please tell me they meow. Oh, it's oh my gosh, which big cat is it? Is it a cheetah that doesn't roar? It meows, and the noise it makes is actually hilarious because it's such a high-pitched little noise that comes out of. I know they're quite slender, but they are bigger cats, aren't they? So you just assume it would do more of a, you know, like a Lion King little Simba, like a wah, but it doesn't. It's like a
chirps or lets out a scream that has startled more than one camper in the middle of the night.
A scream! Let's hear it.
Once roamed nearly the entire United States, but hunting pushed them out of the East by the early 1900s. Today, the only cougar population east of the Mississippi is the endangered Florida panther, with fewer than 200 individuals left in the wild.
Oh, I didn't know they lived
in North America, deer make up most of a cougar's diet, and this cat hunts by silently stalking its targets before delivering a fatal bite to the back of the neck or skull.
As long as people aren't on the menu, that's okay.
Mother cougar raises her cubs almost entirely alone, and the cubs are born with spotted coats that fade to a solid color as they grow, a disguise that keeps them hidden while the mother is out hunting. By around 18 months old, the cubs are ready to leave and find territory of their own. And
that's quite old for a cat, is that right? I know they said earlier, was it the Canada lynx? I think that was the cat the narrator was talking about, and they're ready to leave home at 10 months old. Oh, it's too soon.
Males in particular are known for traveling astonishing distances to avoid competing with their own fathers or rival males. One recorded cougar covered roughly 1,800 miles before settling down. Even in busy developed areas like Southern California, cougars have adapted to city life, crossing highways at night and carving out territories in the hills above some of the most populated neighborhoods in the country.
Wow.
The jaguar.
Here we go, the jaguar.
If the cougar is the record holder for names, the jaguar is the record holder for power. This is the biggest cat in the Americas and the third biggest in the world, after the tiger and the lion, with some males reaching over 300 pounds.
Am I right in thinking, even though they're not the largest cat globally, it's the third largest here, you said, they have the strongest bite force, or they've got the most powerful jaw. I can't remember which way round it is. They are the one, I think out of all three, they're the one that you would stand the smallest chance of survival. A lion might be too lazy, given the time of day or how recently he's eaten. I think a tiger, I wouldn't fancy my chances against a tiger, but there is just almost zero chance of coming out alive after a jaguar encounter. They are muscular. I think they've got the most dense muscle out of all of the large cats, something like that. Massive paws. One swipe, you're a goner. They can climb, they can swim. They're kind of like nature's all-arounder.
But raw size isn't what makes the jaguar terrifying to other predators. It's the bite. Pound for pound, the jaguar has the strongest bite of any big cat on the planet, generating close to 1,500 pounds per square inch of pressure. To put that into perspective, that is proportionally stronger than a lion's bite, even though a lion is bigger overall. Most cats kill by suffocating their prey with a bite to the throat. The jaguar skips that step entirely. It bites straight through the skull, between the ears, delivering a fatal blow to the brain in one motion. This same bite lets it crack open turtle shells and pierce the armored hide of a caiman, something almost no other predator on land can manage.
Yeah, and look at them. Most cats don't like water. Not this chap. Great swimmer.
Jaguars were once found across the southwestern United States, and their range still stretches from Mexico through Central America, the Amazon rainforest, and down toward northern Argentina, although sightings north of the border are now extremely rare.
Well, they're not that rare, are they?
Ancient cultures across South and Central America worshiped the jaguar as a symbol of power.
Yes, as a
and
god.
Once you learn what its jaws can do, that reverence starts to make a lot of sense. Unlike most cats, jaguars generally enjoy water. They swim across rivers without hesitation and are known to hunt fish, turtles, and caimans directly in the water.
Look at their coat as well as they're gliding that way through the water. It's like they've got quite a waxy fur, like a waxy coating on their fur.
Sometimes dragging prey many times their own body weight back onto land to feed. Some jaguars are born almost completely black, a coloring known as melanism, and these individuals are often called black panthers, even though they are still jaguars under that dark coat, with faint rosette patterns still visible up close.
We have one in our zoo, and they are absolutely stunning if you're lucky enough to see them in their enclosure. The muscles that you see on them, it's quite alarming. You don't realize how muscular they are unless you actually see them quite up close. And they are stunning. They are just magnificent cats. Beautiful. But even being that close to one, feel the heart palpitations. That Neolithic anxiety.
Sadly, the jaguar's biggest threat today isn't a rival predator. It's habitat loss.
Yeah.
Deforestation for cattle ranching and farming keeps breaking up the jaguar's range into smaller, isolated patches of forest, which makes it harder for populations to find mates and stay genetically healthy over time.
I think as well, because they're quite solitary creatures, aren't they? Like they're territorial, so if they think that they're too close to a rival male, they'll wander. And with deforestation, the areas that they can roam and claim as their own territory, they're becoming smaller and smaller as well.
And retaliatory killings by ranchers add even more pressure on top of that.
Yeah.
The ocelot.
The ocelot, baby.
Next up is a cat with a coat so beautiful it nearly wiped the species out.
Oh,
the ocelot looks like someone hand-painted a leopard, only shrunk down to about twice the size of a house cat, weighing between 15 and 34 pounds.
So cute.
Every ocelot has a completely unique pattern of black rosettes, stripes, and spots on a golden or tanny coat, and no two look alike. That gorgeous fur became the ocelot's greatest curse during.
Oh, look at. How do you get a more beautiful ocelot? You look at a kitten. You look at the smaller version of it. It's even more cute. Those golden caramel eyes. Gosh, they are. They're stunning.
The fur trade of the 1960s and 70s, when a single coat made from ocelot pelts could sell for tens of thousands of dollars. In 1970 alone, tens of thousands of ocelot skins were traded internationally, and by some estimates, over 500,000 pelts were sold across the 2 decades before international bans finally shut the trade down in 1989. Today, the ocelot survives from southern Texas and Arizona down through Mexico, Central America, and most of South America, though in the United States it is critically endangered. With only around 50 to 80 individuals left in Texas, ocelots hunt at night, climbing trees and swimming across rivers without hesitation, going after rabbits, iguanas, fish, frogs, and even small monkeys. They don't chew their food the way we do. Their back teeth work like scissors, slicing meat into pieces small enough to swallow whole. Ocelots are territorial animals, and males patrol home ranges that can stretch across dozens of square miles, often overlapping with the smaller territories of several females. A female ocelot usually gives birth to just 1 to 3 kittens after a gestation period of around 2 to 3 months, and those kittens stay close to their mother for up to 2 years before striking out to claim their own patch of forest. That slow reproductive rate is part of why the species struggled to bounce back from decades of heavy hunting, and even today, road collisions remain one of the leading causes of death for the small, isolated population still clinging on in South Texas.
Build them some bridges, guys.
The margay.
I've not heard
now,
of this.
Now, here is where things get genuinely strange. Meet the margay,
looks like an
the
ocelot.
ocelot's smaller cousin, and without question, the most acrobatic cat on this list. The margay spends almost its entire life in the treetops of Central and South American rainforests, and it has one adaptation that no other cat on Earth fully shares.
Hang on. If this cat is native to the rainforest, then should it be on this list? Or does it visit North America like the jaguar?
Its ankles rotate a full 180 degrees.
Oh, that's a bit
That means
weird.
A margay can grip a branch with its back feet turned completely backward, allowing it to climb straight down a tree trunk head first, like a squirrel.
I mean, it must be impressive to watch, but I've just got images of, the way that the creepy monsters move on, like horror films like The Grudge and The Ring. Oh.
Instead of scrambling down tail first the way every other cat has to.
Okay.
It can hang from a single hind paw, and if it slips mid-fall, it can grab the branch again with one paw and keep climbing like nothing happened.
Wow. It's like
a
the
margay
Tarzan
weighs
of cats.
only about 6 to 9 pounds, and it can leap up to 12 feet horizontally between branches. In one documented case in Brazil, researchers watched a margay imitate the call of a baby tamarin monkey, apparently trying to lure the parents in close enough to attack. It didn't.
That is slightly evil. I know cats are very good predators, but there is something quite malicious about cats, as much as we love them. But there's something malicious there, isn't there?
Work that time, but it was the
so
first
cute.
ever recorded case of a wild cat in the Americas mimicking the sound of its prey.
Crazy.
Sadly, the margay's population has been shrinking for decades. First from the fur trade, and now from the loss of unbroken rainforest canopy it depends on to get anywhere at all. Unlike the bobcat or the cougar, the margay is not built for open ground at all, and it rarely crosses cleared land or wanders far from thick tree cover. which means even a narrow break in the forest can trap a small population in place for generations. Breeding doesn't help the recovery either. A female margay typically has just one kitten every couple of years, one of the slowest reproductive rates of any small wild cat. So once numbers drop in an area, they tend to stay down for a long time. That combination of habitat dependence and slow breeding is exactly why the margay is currently classified as near threatened, with numbers still declining across large parts of its range.
Oh, did you see the kitten? Oh my gosh. Oh, they actually, you just referred to them as kittens? Cubs? Oh my gosh, they're precious. They're so unbelievably cute. Now, this is, I've never heard of this, a jaguarundi?
The jaguarundi.
Jaguarundi.
And finally, the cat that barely looks like a cat.
This one!
The jaguarundi has a long, low body, short legs, small rounded ears, and a flattened head.
Looks like an otter or a weasel.
And the overall silhouette looks far more like an otter or a weasel than a member of the cat family.
That's what I was thinking.
In fact, in parts of Mexico, it is casually called the otter cat for exactly that reason.
I would call it an otter cat.
It comes in two main color types, a dark gray to black morph and a reddish morph, and kittens from the same litter can be born in either color.
Yeah.
Unlike almost every other wild cat on this list, the jaguarundi is mostly active during the day, which scientists believe is a strategy to avoid competing with the nocturnal ocelot for the same prey.
Oh, smart. Okay. I love the red coat of this jaguarundi. Oh, it's stunning. It's like that auburn kind of orangutan kind of shade. It's gorgeous.
This daytime habit also makes it one of the more frequently spotted small cats across its range, from northern Mexico down through Central America and deep into South America, reaching as far south as Argentina. It once lived in southern Texas too, though it is now considered probably gone from the United States.
Oh no!
A jaguarundi weighs between 8 and 20 pounds and is a genuinely gifted athlete, capable of leaping more than 6 feet straight into the air to snatch a bird out of flight. It is also one of the most vocal cats in the world, with researchers documenting at least 13 distinct calls, including purrs, whistles, yaps, and a sound that can only be described as a bird-like chirp.
Oh!
Oddly enough, genetics tells us the jaguarundi isn't closely related to the spotted little cats it lives alongside, like the ocelot or margay. Its closest living relative is actually the cougar, and together those two share a family branch with the cheetah all the way back in Africa, a connection that goes back millions of years to a common ancestor in the Americas. The jaguarundi's diet is unusually flexible for a cat too. Alongside the usual rodents, birds, and reptiles, it will happily eat fallen fruit, and it hunts fish and frogs in shallow water when the opportunity comes up, making it one of the more adaptable eaters on this entire list. 7 cats, 1 continent, and almost nothing in common, except the fact that they all belong to the same family.
The cat family, yeah.
A bobcat thriving in a Florida swamp has nothing to do with a Canada lynx gliding across snow in the Yukon on paws built like snowshoes. A cougar with 40 different names shares almost no behavior with a jaguar that can crack a turtle shell with its jaw. An ocelot hunting on the forest floor at night has a lifestyle that couldn't be more different from the margay hanging upside down from a branch by one paw, or a jaguarundi trotting through the grass in broad daylight, looking more like a weasel than a cat. Every one of these animals solved the same basic problem: staying alive and catching enough food in a completely different way. That is the real story of wild cats in North and Central America. Not one perfect predator, but 7 separate experiments in what it takes to survive, each one shaped by its own habitat, its own prey, and millions of years of trial and error. Next time someone tells you a cat is just a cat, you will know exactly how wrong that is.
Cats are magnificent creatures, aren't they? The way that they evolve, or have evolved rather, how predatory they actually are. You see it in the way that they move. I think all cats have this kind of movement about them, which is, it's a little bit sassy, but it's everything about it just screams hunter. And not just any hunter, a very well-defined, specialized, highly evolved hunter. Although I can't really say the same about my fat house cat, Obi. No, it's not short for obese. It's short for Obi-Wan Kenobi. But bless him, he's so chubby and fat now. He's old as well. He gave up catching birds and voles a long time ago. He's well beyond that. But yes, there's still every now and again you see that little gleam in his eye where you can see what he's evolved from, his ancestors. I do love cats. They're so beautiful. That ocelot. Oh, there's so many more. There's a few cats here that I hadn't heard of before. The jaguarundi. Jaguarundi. Never heard of that before. And they're all so different, aren't they? Even living in the same continent, or South America, one or two of them, but maybe they visit or do visit the North America. But yeah, live in the same continent and just so different in behavior, in appearance. It's crazy. So thank you so much, Anna, my lovely, for requesting this video. It's very, very interesting. I love any excuse to watch videos on animals. They're brilliant. The one thing I would say, and I'm sure you'll all agree with me, is that I wanted to hear the noises that they make. The narrator said that they make all these kind of weird sounds that aren't very cat-like. They're a chirp or a yap. I want to hear them. We'll have to get some David Attenborough on, won't we? Love David Attenborough. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching along with me. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.